Welcome to my YouTube channel, Mark Target at Black Powder Yard. That's associated with my blog at blackpowderyard.com. Today, I'm going to be loading up for swaging some recovered round balls. And then I'm going to be loading them into my 1858 cylinder. Get my arbor vise set up here. There we go. I find it's easier to load these when it's in that vertical position. I use my swaging apparatus high here. I have a 7/16 rod with peened over. This is 2 pieces of metal that have got 90-degree angles because I don't have a sheet metal brake, so I just put them together and then I put them into the vise there. It's got a little cutout, obviously, at the back. There you go, see that? And I can tighten those, keep it tight. So I'm going to be using my 451 recovered 451 balls. These have only been shot a couple times. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. This is my piece of wood. This is a 7/16 hole in a 1/4 inch metal bar. And so the problem here I'm running into is I'm getting blocked shots in the barrel. All of a sudden, after hundreds, maybe 1,000 or so shots without any issue. And now I'm getting poor velocity, poor accuracy. I'm getting blocked shots, which I didn't see before. I thought it was the powder. It's not the powder. I got brand new Pyrex powder. That's not the issue. I changed the hand because the hand and spring, it was a little bit loose, or a little bit squishy. And I switched to number 11 caps from number 10. That seemed to help. But I'm still getting unacceptable results. I'm beginning to think, as I spoke before, I thought that the conicals were reusable indefinitely until they went into the scrap jar because they were deformed. I don't think that's the case. I think they have a finite life before they become deformed. And I'm not sure what the problem is. And if you'll see, this is one that I've used countless times. It's kind of turned into a wad cutter. It's got a flat base. Let me see if I can get a better look on that. Let me see. SD, quite not. That's not quite good, but you can see it's kind of a wad cutter, full wad cutter there. Oops. And look at these. These are shot maybe twice. It's totally different. See, this, you can tell they're still round. You can see the rifling marks on them. Oh, this is a little flat here. I might start. See, it's a little flat. Oops, that goes into the scrap jar, actually. That's going to go into the scrap jar because that probably hit another ball. But you can see here. God dang it! Come on. Oh, there we go. See, that's been shot once or twice, not flat. And then I have these 454 balls that I know have been shot once out of the Ruger, and these are kind of similar. I've started to shoot. You know, they're flat. That is flat. I don't know if I'm going to use that one. I'm going to start maybe not using the flatties until when they become flat. Maybe I won't use them. But you can see that's pretty round. It's got the rifling marks. It's kind of similar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start shooting these. The ones I know I've shot only once or twice. And then once they go into the bullet stop, I'm going to just shake that carpet, drop them down to the bottom, and keep track and make them a batch. And keep track of the batches to see when accuracy starts to deteriorate. And that's what I'm going to start to do. Well, let's go ahead and get a couple of these. Let me see if that's right. Okay. Let's get a couple of these swaged. How about 6 of them? I'm going to shoot a cylinder worth. 2, 4, 6. Let's do those. And let's put this. Okay, let's put this. So of course it just goes into the hole. I try to get the rifling marks straight, but it doesn't really matter. I've done tests where it doesn't matter if the rifling marks, oops, let me get the, see I've got a little mark there where I know where the hole is. Now that's about right. It shouldn't be too loose and it shouldn't be too tight. Now we're going to put it in here. Let me make sure the camera's okay. Let's see where we're at here. That's pretty good. Yeah. So, whoops, that's a little bit cockeyed there for some reason. Yeah, it's a little cockeyed. So it's kind of it's kind of a feel to it. You get a feel to it. That's a little tight. Not too bad. Since I'm driving them down to the bottom of the cylinder, right over the powder, I have to make sure they're not too tight. And there we are. Let's see how that looks. God, I wish I could get more in focus here. Oh, there we go. That's pretty good. I need more light, I think. There we go. You can see. Yeah, it's got that. And of course that will go right into the cylinder. Let's try this one here. This is a bit flat, but so we put the flat side up. Put the flat side up. Let's try that. Let's get this going here. There we go. Looks good. That's a little bit cutty-wumpus. I'm not sure why. It should be straighter. That's a little good. Oops, that's a little loose. That went right in. That may be a little too loose. Let me get rid of this box before I drop it. I start losing stuff. That's a little loose. That's got a flat bottom, so I don't know. I'm starting to worry about these flat bottom ones because of these failures that have crept in. I can also put new balls through here. And another thing I'm worried about is I don't know what's going on with these. Perhaps reusing them causes voids in them, or because they do have some dwell time in the barrel, although very short. And the powder's melting point of lead is 621 Fahrenheit. Pyrex burns at about 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's pretty flat. So there may be voids opening up in them. I don't know. I know that 777 burns hotter. I've seen anywhere from 1,500 to 2,800 to 4,000. It's really hard to tell. There's really no definitive number on that. So by having barrel time, they may, after a dozen times, 5 times, 10 times, start to change. Of course, the composition of the lead itself doesn't change, but maybe there's voids in there. Maybe there's something going on in there that causes these to get, that's pretty well set. These are coming out a little loose. This has got more of a feel to it than I would like. What do you call? It's not just push the lever and they pop out. It's kind of a feel. See, that's a little more tension, and that's about the right tension. That gives me a pretty good result. That gives me it'll go in down the cylinder, but it's tight enough where it won't move. See, you can see that. It's almost like a little skirt on there. It's not completely, as you can see, it's not completely uniform all the way around. So I'm worried some of these are maybe a little loose. I'm just going to shove that in there. That's not lined up with the rifling, but. And that is about, that's a little tight, but not bad. And let's take a look. Let me see if I can get some focus on this. So see that I got a little shaving on that one. You might get a quarter grain weight of shaving once in a while. I can't quite. So these are actually sort of a lightweight conical, 132, 35, 37 grain conical. And like I say, I'm forcing them all the way down to the bottom of the chamber. On top of 5 grains of Pyrodex P or 777 3F or 2.5 grains of 777 3F. That's my absolutely lightest load in the 58. So I'm going to pause and then we're going to load up the cylinder. All right, we're back, and we're going to do 5 grains of Pyrodex. I use this Tupperware container. I can go to the range on a very windy day and load very well. Thank you very much. And hopefully that will go down. I don't know if that's going to go all the way down. We'll see. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's the problem with this kind of loading. We shall see. I have not made things completely repeatable. It is not done yet. My swaging process is extremely crude, as you can tell. Hope these will go. I hope these will go. Well, we'll see. They're a little tight. Let's load up the rest of these real quick here. Shoom, shoom, shoom. 1. 2. I can be just about as sloppy as I want. 3. And 4. All right. There's that powder in there. Oh, this benchtop stuff is not too hard. It's for my first try. Don't have to bother my wife till I start shooting. Okay, let's get these down in here, I hope. Oops, that one slipped in too. Where am I? Too easily. So we're going to get... That's the one that I should have redone. What I do is I can slam them on top of the... I don't know if these are going to go. There it goes. That feels right. If they're too loose, what I can do, I got to find the right way to go here. If they're too loose, that's pretty good there. So those 2 I hope will go. And that's about right. One's a little loose. See, that one's a little loose. Let me redo these. I'm going to redo these too, because they worry me. They really worry me. So I'm going to pause real quick and redo those. Pause? Is that pause? Hello? I think that's pause. I don't even know. Okay. Hope it's pause. Yes. All right, so